1. The tragic fall of Sycamore Gap, Vandals sentenced. 2. 4-year prison sentence for Sycamore Gap tree vandals, UK landmark destroyed. 1. The tragic fall of Sycamore Gap, Vandals sentenced. Imagine a tree so iconic, it became a symbol of England's natural beauty, a backdrop for love, loss, and even Hollywood blockbusters. Now, picture it being brutally cut down in an act of senseless vandalism. This is the shocking story of the Sycamore Gap tree, and the controversial punishment that followed. In a case that sparked outrage across the nation, two men, Daniel Graham, 39, and Adam Carruthers, 32, were sentenced to 4 years and 3 months in prison for felling this beloved tree, which had stood proudly for nearly 150 years. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this act of destruction a drunken prank gone wrong, or something more calculated? And is a prison sentence of this length truly justified for what some might call a victimless crime? The Sycamore Gap tree, nestled between two hills along the historic Hadrian's Wall, wasn't just any tree. It gained fame after appearing in Kevin Costner's 1991 film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves becoming a pilgrimage site for tourists, photographers, and even those seeking a peaceful spot to scatter the ashes of loved ones. In 2016, it was crowned England's Tree of the Year, a testament to its cultural significance. Its picturesque setting, symmetrically framed by the ancient wall, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, made it a cherished landmark. As Andrew Pode, General Manager of the National Trust, poignantly stated, this iconic tree can never be replaced. It belonged to the people, serving as both a destination and a sanctuary. The fateful night of September 28, 2023, was dark and stormy when Graham and Carruthers embarked on what prosecutor Richard Wright called a moronic mission. One man wielded a chainsaw, while the other recorded the act on a grainy cell phone video. In less than 3 minutes, the tree crashed onto Hadrian's Wall, causing irreversible damage to both nature and history. The pair were later convicted of 2 counts of criminal damage, one for the tree and one for the ancient wall. During the trial, the once close friends turned co-defendants denied any involvement, claiming they were at home and downplaying their chainsaw expertise. However, digital evidence told a different story. Graham's Range Rover was spotted near the tree at the time of the felling, and metadata from the video on his phone placed him at the scene. Meanwhile, Carruthers received a text from his girlfriend with a video of their newborn son, to which he replied, "I've got a better video than that." And this is the part most people miss. While prosecutors couldn't definitively say who cut the tree and who filmed it, both were deemed equally culpable. As the dust settled, the men admitted to the crime, blaming alcohol for their actions. Carruthers' attorney, Andrew Gurney, described it as no more than drunken stupidity, something his client would regret for life. But Wright argued that the act was premeditated, stating, "The court can be sure they were sober, prepared, and planned to do what they did." He suggested the tree was cut down as a joke, but the laughter never came. "They woke up the morning after and realized no one else was smiling," Wright added. The sentencing has divided opinions. While some applaud the harsh punishment as a deterrent for environmental vandalism, others question whether it fits the crime. After all, the tree, though irreplaceable, was not a living being. Is 4 years in prison proportionate? Or does it set a precedent that could criminalize other acts of stupidity? Weigh in below. Do you think justice was served? Or did the court go too far? Let the debate begin. 2. 4-year prison sentence for Sycamore Gap tree vandals, UK landmark destroyed. Imagine a tree so iconic it became a symbol of a region, graced by history, and immortalized in film, only to be felled in a single, senseless act of vandalism. That's exactly what happened to the legendary Sycamore Gap tree in northern England. But here's where it gets controversial. 2 men, who chopped it down as a joke, now face over 4 years behind bars. Could such a sentence ever truly measure the value of a 200-year-old natural treasure? Or is this a landmark moment in protecting cultural heritage? Let's unpack what happened and why it matters. On July 15, 2025, Daniel Graham and Adam Carruthers were handed prison sentences of 4 years and 3 months after being convicted of criminal damage for cutting down the Sycamore Gap tree. The act, described by a judge as callous and senseless, occurred on the night of September 27, 2023, when the pair allegedly arrived at the site in a Range Rover, chainsawed the tree in minutes, and drove off without a second thought. The tree, located near Hadrian's Wall, a UNESCO World Heritage Site built by the Romans over 1,900 years ago, was not just a local icon, but a global symbol. It even appeared in the 1991 film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves starring Kevin Costner, cementing its place in pop culture. The National Trust, which owns the land, called the destruction needless and deeply felt by residents of northeast England. The tree had become more than a landmark. It was a backdrop for personal memories, family photos, and countless visitors. Its loss sparked outrage, with some questioning whether modern society still values nature over fleeting acts of rebellion. But here's the twist: the men weren't just charged for harming the tree. They were also convicted for damaging the Roman wall itself, which sustained 1,144 pounds in repairs, though some critics argue the prosecution leaned heavily on the symbolic weight of the act rather than the material cost. The fallout continues. The National Trust has already grown 49 saplings from the tree's seeds, planning to plant them across the UK this winter. Meanwhile, a 6-foot section of the trunk now sits in a visitor centre near the original site, allowing visitors to touch a piece of history. Yet, the debate rages on: was this a prank or a crime against history? Should the punishment match the perceived cultural loss, or does justice need to focus solely on tangible harm? What do you think? Is this sentence a necessary warning to protect heritage, or does it risk setting a dangerous precedent for future cases? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, the next time you see a beloved landmark, ask yourself, what would it take to lose it forever?